this is Alex with Alex's Paw Spa, and today we're going to talk about the difference between mobile grooming, home grooming, and salon grooming. Alright, so we'll start off with talking about home grooming first. So I did not home groom for very long personally. I just used it more as a startup thing when I went on my own. I groomed in salons for probably about two years before I started my own business. So I immediately went to home grooming, and then I did that for a very short amount of time while I went to go buy my mobile grooming bag. So home grooming is going to be the option with the least amount of overhead. Of course, you don't have to pay for a salon, you don't have to pay for a van. All you have to do is pay for the supplies that you use. You don't even have to pay for water or anything because you're using typically the client's bathtub or shower. So with that, you're going to be basically lugging around all of your supplies. So I carried around my dryer, my vacuum, bag full of my shears, blades, clippers, everything you would need for the grooming process. So that there are pros and cons of every one of these options, and it's really based off of personal opinions. I found home grooming to be my least favorite just because of all the stuff that you do have to lug around, and it's hard to do all that by yourself and kind of frustrating sometimes. And then you have to clean up in their house. So I didn't like that because, you know, if you leave a little bit of extra hair and you don't want to upset anybody if you didn't clean up well enough, or you have to spend a lot of time cleaning, making sure that it looks exactly the way it was supposed to. Grooming in a bathtub can tend to hurt your back over time. Bending over, even if you have like a lift up tub, it's kind of just a lot more difficult of a process in my opinion. But it is a good option for that less overhead, a lot less stuff to pay for if you just want to get up and running, or if you live in a city where you don't really want to drive around all the time, where a salon might not be the best, then yeah, home grooming might be a really good option for you. Then we have salon grooming, which I really enjoyed some of the salons I worked at, others not as much. You have the environment where it's easier to take breaks, you can relax, you can sit in a break room and have lunch. You can do more dogs in a day, which is very, very helpful. You know, you have some of the cage dryer while you go start your next dog. When I was doing salon grooming, I could fit up to like 12 dogs in a day. Mobile grooming in the summers, I do maybe 5 or 6, and in the winter, 8 or 9. So you can definitely fit more dogs in and make a little bit more money. Well, maybe not, because it kind of evens out because you can charge more for mobile. So it's just more of a relaxed setting, not so much crazy, not so much go, go, go. You can take walk-ins if people are walking by on the road and they see your salon, and they can just walk on in, do a nail trim, make that quick little extra buck there as well. Then all your stuff is stationed in one spot, so you're not constantly moving anything around. So I really did like salon grooming. I never had my own salon. I worked for different companies. I liked working for mom and pop shops better than corporations. Corporations don't teach you as much. Corporations have different rules and regulations, and they turn dogs away like crazy. Whereas mom and pop shops, like basically the larger corporations turn them down faster because of like liabilities and stuff, and then it's just a different environment. And I was a manager at corporations, I was a regular employee at corporations, and it just wasn't my personal favorite environment. I did like it at the mom and pop shops. It does make me want to open my own salon one day, so I definitely did like that environment, as long as it's not a corporation. As for mobile grooming, I love mobile grooming. With mobile grooming, it's a little bit different in the amount of dogs you can take. I usually schedule my dogs an hour, hour and a half apart from each other, depending on the dog I'm grooming. For example, today I have one at 8, or one at 7, then I have this guy at 8 o'clock. They live pretty close together, so I was able to quickly usually groom the first one, then make it over to this guy. And then, you know, you can take driving around as a little bit of a break. I don't take too many breaks throughout the day, just because I take driving as a break, or I can just take my time during grooming and not feel as rushed and not feel like I need as many breaks. I tend to eat while I groom. That doesn't bother me at all. But, you know, if you own your own mobile, then you make your own schedule, so you can do whatever you want. You can take as many breaks as you want. You can schedule your dogs however far out as you want. I give my clients a half an hour window, so this guy was from 8 to 8:30, so in case of traffic and anything like that. Of course, with mobile, you are constantly dealing with mechanical issues, especially if you own the van. So this is my business. I've had the business for over 4 years, and I am constantly dealing with van maintenance and vehicle problems all of the time. It doesn't discourage me. I have had 3, this is my 3rd van that I'm on right now, and insane, countless amount of problems, but I still never got discouraged. I'm still doing it, and I love it, and now I have my best van yet. So sticking through is really the main thing there. As long as you're keeping up on the monthly maintenance with the van, getting your oil changes when you're supposed to, and everything like that, then it turns out to really enjoy it, as long as you like the environment. I enjoy working alone, personally. I did like working with people at salons, but, you know, there's other people there that, you know, you might have your drama working with a bunch of girls and stuff like that. So I prefer to work by myself. I enjoy working by myself. I can watch TV on my phone or let the TV play in the background while I groom. I can listen to music, listen to podcasts. So it's a little bit more of a freeing environment to just kind of hang out. A little bit harder to meet people and socialize, but, you know, I talk to my clients. I have good conversations with them. I believe that it's more of a personal thing, because you're doing one-on-one with the dogs, and you're also doing one-on-one with clients. So I go to their houses, I can sit around and talk to them for, you know, 10, 15 minutes, and, you know, they get to know me, I get to know them, and it's a lot more of a personable experience, which I enjoy, and I know that my clients enjoy a lot as well. Especially the dogs too. It's good to stick with one groomer for a dog, because switching back and forth, you know, we want them to be comfortable, and the way to do that is for them to get used to one person. And not to mention that this year, so we're in 2022 right now as I'm making this video, and, you know, we're still dealing with COVID, right? We're still dealing with certain stuff like that. So everyone loves the convenience of mobile. You know, when COVID happened, nobody wants to leave their house. So mobile was one of the best options, especially, you know, salon grooming is going to be harder. They had to shut down. I didn't, because I had one-on-one. In-home grooming, people might not want you coming into their house because of COVID. So I found, you know, this to be the most beneficial, counting as like an essential job. I found it to just be kind of the best option for that. So, you know, it's a very secure position. But there are also cons, of course. I'm in Arizona, so it is hot here in the summer in this van. I start my days about 7 a.m. and I know people that start at 6 a.m. and I end at about noon or 1 o'clock. Otherwise, it's gonna get too hot in this van for me and the dogs. I have an AC unit and I have vents, of course, but you know, when it gets to be 115 degrees outside, this van can only do so much, and it gets really humid with the dryers. So that's going to be a plus side of salon grooming or in-home grooming as well. And then I know that if you're in a cold state that snows, I used to work in Michigan, so mobile grooming there is going to be so hard. I know people do it all the time, but you're going to have to deal with the winterization process. I've heard of, you know, pipes freezing, hoses freezing, water freezing, and you have to deal with that and, you know, make sure that you unfreeze everything. You got to go out early in the morning and check everything. You got to have your heaters and stuff. So this job is not for the weak, for sure. You know, people think, oh, you get to play with puppies all day. You all know that's not the case. I deal with a lot of difficult dogs all the time, which I enjoy it. I love it. But You know, don't just jump on grooming if you're not really sure. That's why I would suggest starting with home grooming, just because it can give you a little bit of a taste for the grooming career field without necessarily jumping into buying a van or jumping into a salon. Or of course, you know, you can go work somewhere else for a little bit and see how you like it that way as well. But every job is going to be hard. Every job is going to have its hard things that you have to deal with. And of course I get to see puppies, and of course I get to love on these dogs and everything, but we do have a lot of things we have to deal with, especially if you own the business. I gotta come home and I'm not done with work at the end of the day, you know, whether you own a salon or mobile or a home groomer, you know, you still have to go home and do your bookkeeping and your paperwork and talk to your clients and text them and update your social media, and there's a lot that goes into it, so you have to be prepared for the work. Now this is obviously mostly for owners of businesses. That's what I've been doing the longest as a groomer, and usually for like home grooming and mobile grooming, most of the time you're going to be doing it on your own instead of working for somebody else. I do know people that work for mobile grooming companies. I had an employee at one point, but majority, you know, it's an own your own business type of thing. And mobile's also less overhead than a storefront as well. So my top favorite is definitely going to be mobile grooming. Second favorite is salon grooming, and then third favorite is home grooming. Home grooming is going to be the cheapest. Salon's going to be the most expensive, and mobile in the middle. But like I said, with this day and age, everybody loves convenience. I have, like, Enzo's mom isn't even home right now, so I have people that let me go in and grab the dogs if they have to go to work. So we can always be grooming these dogs when people aren't even home. So we can always be helpful to them and what they need, even if they can't necessarily be there. So it's extremely convenient, which is a really, really big deal. Mobile, you can charge the highest prices because of the convenience. So I do like that as well, but you know, it evens out with overhead and all that stuff as well. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, please make sure to comment in the section below. If you guys want to see any more videos, make sure you click to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.